Hey, Brian from Guys from Hall. Today I have this Rove R2-4K dash cam, and we are actually going on a road trip. So I figured let's get a dash cam so we can record absolutely everything that happens as we drive along. Not that we expect to have any issues, but if you do, you want to make sure that you capture it. And anyway, let's open this up, see what we get inside. So, let's cut this open a little bit better. Alright, so let's get this underneath the cam so we can kind of see this. Oh, I also got a SanDisk 256K gigabyte card, so we can capture a lot of stuff going on. Alright, so inside we get a pretty extensive booklet that we're definitely going to read through, because there's going to be a lot of information in here, so we want to make sure that we do everything the proper way. Very cool, a quick start guide, and then there's a bunch of different other features that are going on in that, and it looks like this is some sort of screen protector, and then this is the camera itself, so that's pretty neat. And I think that was everything. That's basically just kind of like all the foam pieces that go with that. And we are going to open up this. And there's a lot of accessories that come with this whole thing. So, you know, just go through it slow. Try to pack that out of the way. So inside you are going to get the camera mount. So it looks like that kind of goes, I'll mount sideways, I guess, depending on how that rotates. So you can kind of like set that up like that. Just give you kind of a quick idea, which is great because you can actually get another mount if you wanted to, so you can use this in multiple vehicles. Like myself, I'm not always in the same vehicle every single day, so I like the ability to actually be able to take this with me, make it nice and portable. We do a lot of different like rental cars, so that can kind of come in handy, so you can always bring that with you. So here is a little power adapter accessory, so you can kind of split up the power, what you need. So this is your cable. So it looks like this is like a micro USB, so that will go right there on the side. That will mount. And then it has a cool sticker on the front of it that says please remove before recording. So that's going to be your lens protector. And then this should probably be a little bit longer of a cable. So if we have a power adapter that's a little bit on the longer side, or if we wanted to mount this like more towards the back of the vehicle, we could do that as well. Well, that just gives us some versatility, and just to kind of give you an idea. Give you some idea, that is a extra long, super long cable. So if you wanted to really mount this, so if your front adapters are all plugged up, you have the ability to be able to mount this in the back and then mount this up towards the front. So that's really like super long. So that's just another little accessory that we have there. And then you have a bunch of little mounting pieces, so you can like almost kind of semi mount that permanently on your windshield. So you got something a little bit better than a suction cup. And then you have these little wire tamer leads that come with that. But yeah, I mean that's everything. And then you have this if you were mounting it more permanent, you have the ability to be able to pry this off whatever section of windshield that you're using. So yeah, I mean, that is pretty neat. And then it looks like your micro SD card mounts here on the side. That's your power button. And then it has your little GPS antenna. But yeah, very excited. There is a lot to this. So like I said, again, you have the manual. We have a quick start guide. Basically, it says 1, before turning on the camera, please insert the memory card. Please insert only brand class 10 U3 or higher speed. 512 gigabyte max. I'm putting a 256K card in here, which is the SanDisk that I picked up. 2, plug in the power. The camera will turn on automatically as soon as it receives the power. It will then prompt you with the initial screen setup. So basically, once you power it on, turn it on, it will guide you through a process, and I'll record that setup once I mount it to our dash. And then it's programmed to turn on and start recording automatically when it receives power. And when the power gets disconnected, it will stop recording, then save the last video safely, and then shut down within 4 to 5 seconds automatically. By default, all the settings are preset in a way that you can just start using the camera. However, you can customize it further by learning more about the camera by either watching the how-to videos or reading the user manual. So again, there is like a lot to it. Then it has a side 2, basically just going over the class memory card that you want. So you can format the card by going inside the camera, by going to camera system settings, so page 25 of the manual. But I believe it will, so to format the memory card, basically page 25 of the user manual, so you know that's a useful spot. And then 3, after formatting the card, restart the camera and try again if you still receive the same memory card error. Oh, so that's it if you have a memory card error issue. But I mean, that's helpful. So it's got a quick start guide as well as it has some like troubleshooting for you. And again, let's open this up and we'll get this memory card out completely. And we'll install that at least. Alright, get that out. And then like I said, that is your memory card slot, and it looks like it wants it to receive like this. So boom, that card's installed. Next we'll set up in a vehicle and we'll start recording, and we'll see if we capture anything interesting along our road trip, and then I'll post it afterwards. But yeah, this looks like a really simple, handy dandy piece of equipment. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, so to mount it was pretty easy. So obviously this slides on and off, and this little suction cup piece basically has a lever on it. So I just kind of like mounted it. It's really sticky, so wait till like the last second, make sure that you have this area nice and clean. And then basically I just slid on the mount, and that's the card slot obviously. And I used the extra long cable and I mounted it up here. So I was able to kind of like stuff it in along the trim line all the way down. Followed it, came down the door, stuffed it into the basically the foam gasket up underneath, up and around, and then into the power port to the plug. So again, only thing I did was basically I was just kind of like just pushing it all the way around, and I could do a much better job of this. However, I'm going to be actually moving this and putting it to another vehicle, but I figured I'd just kind of give you a quick example of how it fit into our Acadia. But yeah, it was a nice, easy, quick install. And like I said, I could stuff it into the trim a little bit better, and I just used a little bit of a screwdriver to peel this out so I could get enough of a gap to run the wire. But they give you more than enough. Anyway,
Larry's like, what does he do? Like, he like throws that question on and he gets like aggravated. So I'm sure he's making high six figures, like around 200K. He's like, oh, he's like always taking time off, and like, well, if he has hours, he's take it. But like his sweat equity is quickly running out on the CEO's board.
Oh, I'm sure he's getting tired of it.
Well, he assigned one of the people who were there before me the same title as him, manager of testing. That's kind of like hey, I can just go elsewhere for what you used to do. But we're seeing a toll it's taken on the person that they gave the new title to, because they're like in an option. Yeah, when you work with someone, that's always going to happen. You can perform for years and then have a down quarter and then people question you.
Not only that, the politics of it all. You know, all of a sudden you start whispering to the owners, hey, Larry Page guy's slacking off, and then the owner starts scrutinizing what Larry Page does, and before you know it, Larry Page is fired. You know,
Well,
the exact same thing can happen to you.
He's on the warning list of being fired.
So I just don't see a property management sign anywhere. You know.
This is the place I think she was talking about going. It just opened recently. I thought you were putting it in park. I'm like, where are you parking? That's a Starbucks? That's a pretty far walk. I'm gonna sit in the car.
I don't know why he was beeping at me using the other lane.
Why are we going back the way we just came from?
Because he makes us right over here.
So then why couldn't you take that exit?
No. Maybe I made a wrong turn. I don't think I did, though. So I think this is the back way they used to come to their apartment. Because I remember
Oh, this
passing
is the
this
back
one
way
time.
of the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Was this the hotel?
Yeah. Third. Alright, if you ever wondered what the back of Batu looks like, so that is, oops.
Turn left after 1 mile.
Don't know where you just brought us.
I
Star
don't know
Wars
where it's
Galactic Star Cruiser. What are we gonna have to pay for?
It's not the Star Cruiser.
Which is what?
I don't know.
your thing and then we'll go out. Try to find our way out. Is this...
So give you an idea of what the back of it looks like. And that's the other side of the buildings. No. Stop it. These usually put me into
I think we're in like the...
employee
Yeah.
parking lot. That's my truck.
Turn left after 1 mile.
Isn't it straight?
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you wanted to do more, I don't know what you were doing.
No, just kind of like filming everything.
Go ahead, so. But you open it up.
That too, but I just wanted to get it really good.
Good. That's what we do from here, too.
Oh, yeah. You want to film it?
No, because I want to get myself from here.
Well, from this angle, you can see how massive it is.
Turn left after 1 mile.
Looks like we stumbled upon a secret Empire meeting. And what a massive backlot. Did it look like there was a driveway for that galactic tour thing back there?
There was gates with a guard shack.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Harvard Studios. So it's supposed to be right. Yeah, parks.
Okay. Thanks for entertaining me. So you probably park back here for nothing, but how do you get in?
You could probably get in that way and do a quick lefty.
No, I mean for like parking. Like,
That's what I'm
seems like
saying.
could you park back there and
I'm sure it intertwines with the regular parking at some point.